Okay, 2 nights ago we're learning about Rosh Chodesh. And Rosh Chodesh, there's a custom, it's not a halacha. Okay, let's start like this. One of the 7 mitzvahs midrabanan, one of the 7 rabbinic mitzvahs, is the mitzvah of saying Hallel. Mitzvah of saying Hallel. And that's why we make a bracha. Shekachanu b'mitzvayse v'tzivanu. It's like all the other rabbinic mitzvahs that we make a bracha on. But Hallel on Rosh Chodesh is not a din, it's a custom. In other words, Hallel on Chag, Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkot, then it's a mitzvah midrabanan to say the Hallel. Rosh Chodesh is only a custom. Therefore, in many communities, like in the Sephardic communities, they don't make a bracha on Hallel during Rosh Chodesh because on a minute you don't make a bracha. Many Sephardim do, many Sephardim don't. In fact, many people make a different bracha between half Hallel and complete Hallel. By the way, why do we say half Hallel? To show that it's only a custom, not a din. And therefore, the Rambam himself, when he brings down this din, says there's different custom which part of Hallel you skip, and different custom. Today it's accepted, you skip Ohavti and the other one, Moshe, that you skip. Okay, but those 2 things, the minig is to skip. In fact, some people have a minig that when they say complete Hallel, they make a bracha shekachanu b'mitzvayse v'tzivanu ligmor es Hallel, to complete the Hallel. When they do half Hallel, they'll say Hallel. But many people in a halacha say you shouldn't say the bracha ligmor es Hallel. Why? Because if you miss a word, then your bracha was levatola. Ligmor means to complete it. That means you have to say every single word. You miss a word, then you weren't going with a Hallel, so then you'd be making a bracha in vain. But the minig is that, and Rosh Chodesh, because it's a minig, lepro, in Ashkenazic circles at least, they do make a bracha, not necessarily everybody though. What?
I think in the Sephardic circles, it says more.
I said, some say like this, some say like this. There are different opinions in halacha, and different customs. So now the thing is like this. The whole discussion in halacha, do you make a bracha in Ashkenazic halacha? I'm saying. In Sfardim we said many things. Like the Rambam says you don't make a bracha on half Hallel, but in Ashkenazic circles where you do make a bracha, so there's a big question in halacha: does the individual davening with a minyan, does he say the bracha or not? Some say yes, some say no. So the Alter Rebbe in the Siddur writes that the preferred custom by half Hallel is the Chazan says the bracha, and you answer Amen. So you fulfill the bracha from him, and then you continue Hallelujah, Halu Avdei Hashem. The Rebbe mentioned once by a Fabrengen, it's edited from the Rebbe, and that became the custom that Chassidim, the Rebbe says Chassidim couldn't hold themselves back. So before the Chazan said the bracha, they would quickly say the bracha. Before the Chazan did. And then they wouldn't answer Amen because they're saying it at the same time as the Chazan. But then they would say the bracha. Now the Rebbe writes in a Yom Yom, by the way, that a person davens by himself makes a bracha, half Hallel, on Rosh Chodesh. The only thing is, when you daven with a minyan? So in Siddur again, the Alter Rebbe writes that the Chazan says the bracha, everybody listens, answers Amen, it doesn't make the bracha. The Rebbe brings down that the Chassidim of yesteryear and perhaps the Chassidim of today year would say the bracha before the Chazan. Okay, not after the Chazan. Another thing is, Hallel should be said ba'amida. It has to be said standing up, out of respect, and also they learn it out from a pasuk.
You said half Hallel, what about full Hallel?
It's what? No, full Hallel, everybody makes their own bracha.
Oh, everybody makes.
Yeah, full Hallel, everybody makes their own bracha. By half Hallel, because the minig, the Rebbe says you should be yitzid from the Chazan.
Before or after?
When?
When you do a whole Hallel.
Whole Hallel you do after the Chazan. You answer Amen on the Chazan's bracha, and then you say the bracha of Hallel.
You have to have in mind.
What?
It's not a bracha in vain if you make your own bracha.
No, it's not. I told you, the custom is if you're davening by yourself, you make a bracha on it.
To be yotzi, does the Chazan have to have everybody in mind when he says the bracha, or?
And when the guy lanes, does he have to have everybody in mind? And when the guy blows shofar, does he have to have everybody in mind? In halacha, it says, by the way, yes, lechatchil, they have to have everybody in mind. But the mere fact that he's a chazan, by definition, meaning he's davening for the kehila. So he's davening officially with everybody in mind. What? What?
Why is there a bracha on Hatzalah?
Even though it's a minhag, but it's a minhag based in halacha.
And if the congregation was saying it fast, they should, if they finish before the chazan, do they say amen to his bracha?
It's
That's right.
It says no. I don't understand why no, but it says no. What can I tell you?
What's the question?
No, if you finish the bracha way before the chazan. What?
Do you blow the shofar on Rosh Chodesh?
No.
We never heard that.
Yeah, Rosh Hashanah is also Rosh Chodesh. And Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Chodesh, we...
Rosh
Rosh Chodesh Shalom, depends, the first day and second day. But, yeah, but regular Rosh Chodesh, we don't blow the shofar. What?
Why do we say full Hanukkah?
Chanukah, the Chacham instituted the Yom Tov by Hallel v'Hoidah. Hallel and Alanisim.
Praise.
That's what the Chacham instituted the Yom Tov of Chanukah. What?
Why did we specifically skip those two paragraphs?
The Rambam doesn't say a reason. They say because it's similar to the other half of it. I don't know. It says there's a yesh noeg and like this and different customs. The Rambam says, and that's the minhag l'prodani. Okay, next. What? Shh. Okay, next. Hallel is supposed to be said standing. Hallel is supposed to be said with a minyan. In fact, in halacha it says, I know the big chassidim in this room are going to disagree, based on Rebbe Rashab, who didn't say you should come on time to shul. Said you can come late to shul, and then you daven hallel in the wrong place. Okay. Lebel, in halacha it says that if you came to shul, and the minyan saying hallel, you should say hallel with the minyan. That's what it says in Shulchan Aruch. Now, people that don't keep Shulchan Aruch and come late, the same Shulchan Aruch says to come on time to shul also. But that doesn't matter. So those that come late have a whole issue when to say hallel. Should they say it to, when they normally would say it? Because halachically, hallel has no place in davening. It's not an organized sequence of davening. So in halach it says if you come late to shul, you're supposed to say hallel with the minyan. You don't repeat it after.
If you're saying it's not an organized sequence, why loud davening? We always say it after Shemanes, right?
Because that's the place for it. Because in
say it after Musaf also, it's not organized.
No, hallel is before Musaf. There's a lot of. That's where the Chachamim put it, but it's not like Birchas Krishma has to come after Psukkah de Zimna and Shema has to. It's not like that. And therefore, if you could say it out of order, it doesn't matter. Therefore,
So could you say it a whole day? I mean, not a whole, any time of the day.
yeah, but lechatchila, there's a time to say hallel in the proper time of Shachris after the Shemoneh Esrei. What?
I'm late. Say it doesn't matter. Half hour, whole hour. What was the?
I don't know. It says in Shulchan Aruch you come on time, so the question is irrelevant.
But you open yourself up.
It's irrelevant. You should know there were great chassidim. The Rebbe Rashab used to daven very long, Shabbos and Yom Tif, but when there was a Yom Tif with Hallel, he made sure to daven with a minyan. Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, he made sure to daven with the minyan to be able to say Hallel with the minyan in the proper place. So it is a very important thing to say Hallel with the minyan. Now, Hallel has to be said standing. We said you have to say Hallel with the minyan. Now, what happens if you're davening, and you're in the middle of Hallel? Now, what are you allowed to answer? Can you answer Kedusha, Baruch Hu V'Shmai, Amen? What are you allowed to answer in the middle of Hallel? The way we hold is very simple. Hallel, you're allowed to answer whether it's whole Hallel or half Hallel, doesn't matter. You're only allowed to answer those things that you're allowed to answer in what's called Birchas Krishma. Between Baruch Hu, Yetzer Eret, and the Shemoneh Esrei, what you're allowed to answer then, you're allowed to answer in Hallel, which means you cannot say all Amens, just Amen Yesh Mirabo, and Amiram Ba'om Avimru Amen. You can answer in Kedusha, not Nagdishach, but Kodesh, Baruch, and Yimleich. According to the Alter Rebbe, Kodesh, Baruch, and Yimleich. You can answer if somebody's getting an aliyah, which happens, let's say you're still in the middle of halal, and somebody gets an aliyah l'Torah, so you can answer Amen, or Baruch Hashem Baruch Levanah, Amen after Neisin HaTorah. You can answer Amen after Kel HaKadosh. You can answer Amen after Shema Kaleinu. But I'm saying, but let's say you're in the middle of halal, the minyan's saying Musaf. So you don't say Keser. The first phrase of Keser you don't say. You just say Kadosh, Baruch, and Yimlech. Those things, by the way, that you add on Shabbos, you know, by Shachis say, Oz B'Kol Raj Gadol M'Kei V'Chum Akeinu Sefiya Kvedim Alei, that you don't answer in Birchas Krishma or in the middle of halal. You just say the one line, Kadosh Kadosh Shem Tzvah Kumet Chod Baruch Hashem Kemei and Yimlech, and you don't answer any of the additions that you would add on a regular Shabbos. You don't add if you're in the middle of. You don't say it if you're in the middle of halal. Also, both about the second bracha after the aliyah. Both brachas of the aliyah you say Amen, Baruch Hashem Baruch Levanah. You can answer Baruch Hu, you know, things like that.
So anytime that there's, anytime we say half halal, it's only mitzvah minhag.
Yep.
So why do we say bracha?
I told you because it's a minhag rooted in halacha the rest of the time, so therefore you say a bracha.
The gist of that.
Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. Now after halal and Rosh Chodesh, you say Kaddish Tiskabel, and then you take out the Torah, and you have 4 aliyahs. Why do you have 4 aliyahs instead of the normal 3 aliyahs? Because, like we learned in the laws of Kriyas HaTorah, the minimal amount of aliyahs you can have is 3. Like Monday, Thursday, Shabbos, and Mincha. As the days get holier, you add an aliyah. Rosh Chodesh, Chol HaMoed, is holier than a regular weekday, so you have 4 aliyahs. Yom Tiv, Chag, is holier, so you have 5 aliyahs. Yom Kippur is holier, you have 6 aliyahs. Shabbos is the holiest, so then you have 7 aliyahs. That's besides Maftir. But you have, it goes up actually 3 Monday, Thursday, Shabbos to Mincha, which was added B'chal later. And then you have 4 aliyahs Rosh Chodesh and Chol HaMoed, 5 aliyahs Yom Tiv, 6 aliyahs Yom Kippur, 7 aliyahs Shabbos.
The addition. Some people, some congregations, they have, like they add because they have a bar mitzvah, they have a wedding, they have something, so they have a lot of guests, so they want to add.
No, I understand. So what's the question?
So my question to you is that permissible to do?
Not according to the Tzemach Tzedek. It's a Gemara that says you can add aliyahs.
Oh, okay.
Not Yom Tov, Shabbos.
Then why would the Tzemach Tzedek say
Because the Tzemach Tzedek has a tshuva about this, and Tzemach Tzedek explains when the Gemara says you can add aliyahs and Shabbos, not Monday and Thursday, not Rosh Chodesh, not Yom Tov, just Shabbos. Because the Tzemach Tzedek explains this, that the Gemara says you can add aliyahs is in those days. Why? In those days they didn't have a Balkriya. They didn't have a guy laning. You got called up to an aliyah, you read it. That was the way it worked. Everybody knew how to read the Torah, right? So when somebody had an aliyah, so they read their own aliyah. As times went on, and people weren't able to anymore just get an aliyah and read the Torah, right? People were not that learned. So then it became a Balkari. So Tzemach Tzedek is a whole long tshuva. So Tzemach proves in many different places that because you have one person reading and the person is not reading the aliyah, you can't add. This that the Gemara says you can add is only in the time when the person read his own aliyah. But afterwards you can't do it.
But you had a shlich tzibah then also, Rabbi. You had a shlich tzibah.
Then about Kriya Satayr, never shlich tzibah. What?
Did they know how to read?
Based on this,
They knew how to read?
They had everybody laying their own aliyah.
based on Nagel Kodesh, that
So what, did
No.
the money went out?
so on Shabbos afternoon you should say more than.
I said Shabbos afternoon was added later in Ezra's time.
So do the money went out?
Kriya, 1 second. Quickly, it's late. Kriya Satayr was instituted by Moshe Rabbeinu Shabbos morning, Monday and Thursday. Okay, and Yom Tov. Shabbos afternoon was made by Ezra. at the beginning of the second Beis Hamikdash. Until the second Beis Hamikdash, they didn't have Torah reading Shabbos afternoon at Mincha. So that was added later for the people that didn't come to shul during the week. They should have an extra Torah reading. So he made it the minimal amount of aliyahs, which is 3.